Hello and welcome back to WePC. Now in this video, we're going to show you how to clean your mechanical keyboard. We know that throughout the years, certain things may amass underneath your keyboard keys, and it is great to clean it every once in a while. This is a fairly simple process, but it does take some time, so don't do this if you have any sort of gaming marathon in the works for the coming days. There are a few basic necessities that you will need, and we'll go over those now. Firstly, you will need some compressed air, as well as some rubbing alcohol and a microfiber cloth. These aren't an absolute necessity, however, it does help the cleaning process and make sure that you get that deep clean that your keyboard deserves. The keyboard I'm going to use in this video is my very old Razer Blackwidow, which is approximately 8 years old now. It's the original Razer Blackwidow, and to say that this thing is disgusting is an understatement. This thing has been sat in my drawers for a very long time, and the underneath of these keys are frankly disgusting. But we thought, what better keyboard to show you how to clean than one that is approximately 8 years old. Now, the first thing that you should do before even attempting to clean this keyboard is to first take a picture of your keyboard. This way, once you have taken the keys off and you have to then go and put them back again, it's going to be 10 times easier than trying to remember where the keys go. Even if you're an avid typer, sometimes it can be quite difficult to memorize them all. That being said, the first step is actually to take off all of the keys on your keyboard. Now, this does depend on what keyboard you do have. Some keyboards, like the one I am using right now, are simply able to be pulled off with your hand with ease. However, some keyboards aren't that easy and will require a key puller to do so. Figure out which keyboard you have and try and figure out if you can take your keys off by hand. If not, use the key puller and proceed to take off all the keys. If, like me, you have a keyboard like the Razer Blackwidow, then some of the keys, such as the spacebar, are held in place by a stabilizer. Make sure when you are removing this to carefully unhouse it from this stabilizer so that you don't actually damage it, which will create a problem when you try and put the key back on later. So once you have removed all the keys, and you can see really just how disgusting my keyboard actually is, you're going to want to put these keys in a small bowl of lukewarm water. Add a small amount of dishwashing soap and allow those keys to just set there whilst we move on to the next cleaning process. With all of the keys removed from the keyboard, what we're now going to do is use our compressed air to get rid of all of that grime, hair, and pretty much anything else that you've accumulated underneath your keyboard keys for the past few years, because we know you've not cleaned it. Be as thorough as you can. If there are awkward hairs that you cannot reach, then perhaps using a pair of tweezers may make this a lot easier. Now, there are a few ways you can actually clean this. You can use a microfiber cloth, you can use a small paintbrush, or you can even use earbuds. As you can see, the surface area around the keyboard is quite stained, so what I'm going to do is damp it in a little bit of water, a little bit of rubbing alcohol, and then we're going to go around the entire keyboard and clean it to the best of our ability. I am then going to do the same for the actual keys themselves, trying to remove as much as I can. For awkward places to reach, I'm going to use a cotton bud because it just is a lot easier to get into that surface area. Go ahead and also clean the switches on your keyboard, but please be aware not to use too much rubbing alcohol, as it can create a problem within those keys. So just a small splash on the end of a cotton bud will do you great. Once your keyboard is clean and it is to your liking, what you're going to do is return back to the keys. So the keys now should have been sat in water for at least an hour and should now be thoroughly clean. What you're going to do is process them through a colander. This will get rid of any excess water that may be lingering. And once you have done this, empty the colander onto a towel. Use a secondary towel or another microfiber cloth to wipe all the water as you can off the keys. We're then going to leave them there to dry in room temperature. This may take a few hours, hence saying we wanted you to do this maybe on a Sunday when you're not doing too much around your computer. Once it is fully dry, you can then proceed to look at the picture you took previously, don't say we didn't help you out there, and place all the keys back on your keyboard. And with all that in check, your keyboard should now be squeaky clean. The process, as you can see, is very simple. It just is time consuming. We recommend cleaning your keyboard often though, because as you could see with my keyboard, a lot of dirt, grime, hair, food, coffee, so many other things that have accumulated over the 8 years I've had it can make a difference. You may also be having some performance issues. You may have some sticky keys that you may want to eradicate. Whatever the reason, this is your one-step guide on how to clean your keyboard, and we do hope that you found it useful. As always, we would love if you leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload, and we'll see you in the next one.